Yo guys, of course Max here. In this video I am going to show you how to make anime header, and this video will be very helpful to you, I think, because there will be a lot of free value. And yeah, I think that's it, and I already have some layers prepared. So I got render and like effects from my packs. So if you want to get effects from my packs, go to the description and I will just leave a link to my packs. So yeah, alright, so let's begin. And first thing that we are going to do is we are going to make the text. So we go to the text tool and we press, and we are going to basically use a font Anton. I will leave a link in the description. And we are going to use a nickname Dabby. So just drag it in like the middle. Just like that. We can actually make it a bit bigger. Alright, it's cool. And now what we are going to do is we are going to colorize it. So we just press here and we go here and we go to like bluish colors, and we are going to make it just darkish but more like bluish. So as you can see, just like that. And then convert to smart object. And then we create a layer and then create clippy mask with it to the text, and we are basically getting a blue color. So just like that. Click OK, and we are getting a rounded brush, and we are making hardness on a 0, and we are basically making this nice like light, as you can see. Alright, it's cool. And now what we are going to do is we are going to get this halftone, so we can just copy it with Ctrl and J, then go here and create a clipping mask, and we are basically going to insert it in some places. So we can get it here, and we can actually get it here also, but maybe change the blending option. Let's see. This one looks cool actually. Alright, it's nice. And actually what I think we can do to make it look way better, we can go to render and we can like get a eraser tool and just erase here, as you can see, and here. Okay, I think it's nice. Alright, and now what we are going to do is we are going to add some text in the background. So let's get the text tool and let's get font BL Melody. And let's make it say Dabby. So just like that. Then press here. Alright. And we can convert it to smart object, and we can put it behind the render, and we can rotate it just like that, as you can see. And what we are going to do is we are going to basically do the same thing as we did with the text. So we are making it like darkish, but more in like blue colors. So just like that. Okay, it's nice. And we are converting it to smart object, and then create a layer, create a clipping mask, and we are getting a blue color again. And we are making this nice light. It looks nice. And we are getting the same halftone again, and we are inserting it here, and we are basically doing the same thing. So let's go with some nice blending option. This one is cool, we can copy it. So if you don't know how to copy layers, you just click Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Alright, it's nice. We can put it here maybe too. Okay, it's cool. And now what we can do is we can add another text, but in some other position. So we can add it here. We can say it blue. We can make it say it blue because it's like bluish theme. We can rotate it a bit. So just like that. Okay, it's nice. Actually, wait, let me see. BL Melody, and it's the right font. Alright. We can make it a bit bigger, I think. By the way, my PC is very laggy, so I'm sorry for that, but I'm soon getting a new one. And then convert to smart object. And we are basically doing the same thing again. So right here, convert to smart object and make this nice like light. Okay, and then we get the halftone again, and we are basically going, like in this header, we are basically going to repeat some steps couple of times. So probably some of the steps will be just skipped or sped up. So just like that, you can insert it here. Alright, it's cool. And now what we can do is we can rasterize these layers and then convert to smart object. And we can rasterize it again. We can actually rasterize every single layer. Alright. And now what we're going to do is we can actually erase it a bit. So we can erase it like that. And by the way, if you want to make a straight line with your brush, you basically hold shift and click at the first position and the last. So just like that, as you can see. Alright, it's cool. It's nice. And now what we are going to do is we can actually add some other texts in the background. So, or actually what we can do, we can copy these both texts. So we can get this one, we can group it and copy it with Ctrl and J. And then convert to smart object. And we can basically make it bigger a bit. And we can make it like more whitish. So we can make it just like that, as you can see. It looks cool. We can copy it, so Ctrl and J. And we can put it here too. Alright, it's cool. We can rasterize it. We can actually convert them to smart object both. And what we can do now is we can create a layer and create clipping mask. And by the way guys, if I'm doing these tutorials too quick, make sure to let me know in the description and comments. And I will of course make it slower next time. So we can just make these nice shadows and we can lower the opacity a bit. So just like that. And now what we are going to do is we are going to make some nice shapes in the background. So let me add a layer. And we are basically getting a polygonal tool. And we are making these nice shapes with, of course, holding a shift so the line will be straight. So like that. Let me just, okay, it's cool. And we are doing it like that. And then come back. So just like that. And we are doing the same thing as with all the texts. So here, convert to smart object, create a layer, create a clipping mask, and create this nice like light, as you can see. And we are getting the halftone again. We can actually get another halftone too, so we can add this one on linear light, and another one we can get too. So let's copy it and insert it here, and we can actually make it overlay. It's cool. And we can erase it a bit with like hardness 0. So if you want to erase certain things but you don't want to look for it to look like really stiff, make sure to use hardness 0. So just like that, as you can see. Alright, and now we can add, I think, another like this type of shape. So I will just speed this up. Alright, so we made this like nice two shapes, and now what we are going to do is we are actually, as with the like other shapes, we are going to add this nice halftone. So copy it, create a clipping mask, and basically insert it here and choose some nice blending mode. So we can actually use this one. It's cool. Alright, and now what we are going to do is we can actually mess around with the render a bit. So let me go to the render and we can actually click Ctrl Shift and A to like just make some additional changes to it. Alright, so we go here, we go to detail, we can make the noise reduction a bit higher, and then go to basic, and actually we are going to mess around with the colors. So we can raise up the contrast, and you can just copy my settings, just like that. Alright, also here, and click OK. Alright, and the quality looks way better than before, so yeah, it's nice. And now what we are going to do is we are going to copy the render, so Ctrl and J, and we are going to insert it in the background. So we can insert it here. Let me see. Alright, it's cool. And what we are going to do is basically lower the opacity. Alright, it's nice. What you can actually do also is click Ctrl and U and then click colorize, and we are going to colorize it in like some nice bluish color. So let me see. Okay, this is cool, I think. Alright, it's nice, and we can actually erase it in certain places. So we can erase it here so the text will be visible. Alright, it's nice. And now we are basically going to add some small texts, so with like dabby or blue text, and basically I'm going to speed this part up because it's going to be boring, so yeah. Alright, so I've already added this like nice small text, so like the background won't be very like empty. So it's really nice, and now what we can actually do is add some manipulation stuff. So let me add a new layer and then go here to these three dots and get this tool, so elliptical marquee tool. And then basically if you want to make the shape like straight, you hold Alt and no, never mind, you hold Shift and you just basically make a shape just like that. And we are going to make it like blue, and we are going to convert it to smart object and then click on it. And then when you see like blending options, we are going to make fill opacity 0 and then go with stroke and inside, and we are making the inside like blue. So let's get this nice blue color. Alright, it's cool. And then click OK, and then convert it to smart object, and we can actually make it a little bit bigger, just like that. And we can add a new layer and create clipping mask and add this like nice shadow to it, as you can see, and then basically group it, so hold Shift at the first and the last layer of the text and then convert to smart object, and again good angle to filter, blur and Gaussian blur, and basically make a nice blur, as you can see. Alright, it's nice. And now what we can do is we can get this nice like lighting effect that I found on Chrome, and like it will be included in my next pack, so yeah, keep your eye on that. Alright, we can add it here, and we can actually maybe colorize it a bit, so click Ctrl and U and colorize and make it blue, just like that. And we can just add it in some places. We can add it here, maybe here also, so we can erase it a bit. Let's see. Alright, it's cool, it's nice. And maybe we can add it also, wait, let's see, maybe let's add it here a bit, like in the foreground, so just like that. We can make it a bit higher up here, and we can make it here, and we can maybe click Ctrl and U again and make it like less saturated, so we can make it like that, exactly. And we can click filter, blur and Gaussian blur, so it will be like blurry, as you can see. Alright, we can actually get it again, so click Ctrl and J to copy it, and we are basically going to insert it on the text. So we can add it here and click Ctrl and U again and colorize and make it like less saturated. Alright, so we can erase it a bit. Let's see, just like that. It's cool, I think. Wait, let me see, maybe lighting. Alright, I think that it's not really necessary to make it on the text, so we can delete it. Alright, and I think that would be it for this tutorial. It was very like quick, of course. I'm not going to like, you know, make it too long because like nobody's going to watch 1 hour video, I think. So I think that it was helpful. What we can do actually also, before we end, we can actually add the new layer and make it like, make the color of the brush like darkish, just like that. And we can add this like nice shadows to the background, so you can add it here and here, and just lower the opacity, so just like that. Alright, and I think that would be it for this header. For like this type of like clean headers, I don't really want to mess around with like camera raw, so I'm not going to go here. Actually, we can maybe try, so click Ctrl Shift and A. And let's see what we can do here. So maybe we can make the contrast a bit higher, just like that, but just a bit, really not a lot. Alright, and actually I think that would be it for camera raw, because when you do like this clean type of banners, you don't want to mess around with too much camera raw and etc., because it sometimes really like messes up your headers and just overly work if you do like this type, like this clean type of stuff. And yeah, I hope that the tutorial was helpful. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And to make sure to check out my store, I will leave a link in the description, so you can just buy my packs if you want to improve as a designer. And also you can join my Discord server. And yeah, I think that's it, and I see you in the next video.